America, often called the land of opportunity. From groundbreaking innovations in modern science to conquering space, they seem to lead the world in almost everything. But beneath this shining success, a deep and growing crisis has taken root. In today's America, the average life expectancy of an ordinary citizen has begun to decline compared to previous generations. At a time when modern medical science should be extending human life, the opposite is happening in the United States. Did you know that nearly half of the adult population in America is suffering from at least one chronic disease? This raises a serious question. How can a country with the world's best laboratories and top surgeons have such a widespread health crisis? Why is it that even after spending trillions of dollars every year, the overall health of its people isn't improving? In this video, we will dig deep into the layers of American society, politics, and economics to uncover the truths that will make you stop and think.
Whenever the issue of America's declining health comes up, we often blame ordinary people, their lack of willpower or laziness. But if you look deeper, it's not a personal failure at all. It's a carefully engineered commercial system. Let's explore how an entire system pushes people toward becoming unhealthy. America's agricultural policy is not designed primarily with public health in mind, but rather with the profits of large corporations. The dominance of corn and soy. Every year, the US government provides billions of dollars in subsidies for corn, soybeans, and wheat production. The result is a massive surplus of these crops in the market. Much of this excess corn is used to produce high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, a sweetener that is cheaper than sugar, but considered significantly more harmful when consumed in large amounts. Why is fast food so cheap? These subsidized crops are also used as cheap feed for livestock, and soy is widely processed into industrial oils. Because of this system, producing and transporting a fresh apple or broccoli can often cost more than making a double cheeseburger or a large bottle of soda. As a result, eating healthy food becomes relatively expensive, while highly processed food remains the most affordable option for many people.
Have you ever wondered why, once you open a pack of chips, it becomes so hard to stop at just one? This is known as hyper-palatable food. Lab-designed addiction. Large food companies hire hundreds of food scientists whose job is to find the perfect combination of sugar, salt, and fat that maximizes dopamine release in our brains. This is what scientists call the bliss point. Addictive like cocaine. Brain scan studies have shown that highly processed, sugar-rich foods activate the same reward pathways in the brain that are triggered by drugs like cocaine or heroin. In other words, these companies are not just selling food, they are engineering cravings that can lead to addiction-like eating behavior. In America, your income often determines your health, how stable your blood sugar is, and even how long you may live. A geographical trap. Nearly 20 million people in the United States live in so-called food deserts. These are areas where there are no major supermarkets within miles. Instead, people mostly have access to gas stations, convenience stores, or dollar stores. A cycle of scarcity. For a low-income person without a car, traveling 5 miles just to buy fresh vegetables is often not realistic. As a result, they are forced to rely on nearby options like frozen pizza, canned food, or instant meals. This creates what is known as structural hunger, a condition where people may feel full, but their bodies are deprived of proper nutrition. It becomes a deadly cycle where low-income communities suffer from both obesity and malnutrition at the same time.
You might be surprised to learn that American food companies use certain ingredients that are heavily restricted or even banned in parts of Europe. Banned colors and additives. Many common candies and soft drinks in the US contain artificial dyes such as red 40 or yellow 5. These additives have been linked in some studies to hyperactivity in children and are associated with potential health risks when consumed in large amounts. In Europe, Products containing these dyes often require warning labels or face stricter regulation, while in the United States, they are still widely used. The labeling loophole. Companies often use terms like natural flavors or no added sugar to make products appear healthier than they really are. However, these labels can hide complex chemical formulations that may affect metabolism and encourage overconsumption over time.
Obesity has now become a defining feature of modern America. Today, nearly 42% of Americans are considered obese, and projections suggest this number could exceed 50% by 2030. The consequences inside the body. Excess weight is not just about fitting into smaller clothes. It triggers a state of chronic inflammation throughout the body. This often leads to insulin resistance, a condition where the body can no longer properly regulate blood sugar. As a result, around 1 in 10 American adults lives with diabetes, and nearly 1 in 3 is in a pre-diabetic state. In simple terms, a large portion of the population is sitting on a ticking health time bomb. Car-dependent cities and lack of physical activity. Most American cities are designed around cars. Except for a few places like New York City, many areas lack proper sidewalks or safe walking routes. People drive even for short trips like grocery shopping. Children rarely walk to school. This sedentary lifestyle is weakening muscles, reducing overall fitness, and placing long-term stress on the heart, contributing significantly to chronic health problems.
America's healthcare system is not like most other countries. It is largely driven by profit rather than purely public health. Drug advertising and influence. Did you know that only 2 countries in the world allow direct-to-consumer pharmaceutical advertising on television? One is New Zealand, and the other is the United States. During news breaks, you might hear messages like, "Are you feeling low? Ask your doctor about this pill." This encourages people to start self-diagnosing and seeking medications without fully understanding their conditions. The opioid crisis is one of the clearest examples of this system's failure. Pharmaceutical companies were aware that certain painkillers carried a high risk of addiction, yet aggressive marketing, along with misleading assurances and influence on prescribing practices, led to widespread use. As a result, hundreds of thousands of Americans have died over the past 2 decades due to opioid overdoses. Treatment over cure. In the US healthcare system, doctors often find it easier and faster to prescribe medication than to focus on lifestyle changes. This is partly because the system allows very limited time for each patient consultation. As a result, treating symptoms becomes more common than addressing the root causes of disease.
Mental health issues in America have become even more alarming than physical illnesses. Work pressure and stress. In the United States, there is no universal mandatory paid leave system. Many people work long hours, often just to keep up with bills and expenses. This constant, prolonged stress weakens the immune system over time, making the body more vulnerable to illness. Social isolation. People may live in large houses, but often have little or no meaningful connection with neighbors or their local community. This sense of loneliness has been shown to have a health impact comparable to smoking around 15 cigarettes a day. Over time, this chronic isolation deeply affects both mental and physical well-being.
What is the way out of this dark tunnel? Many experts believe that this is not just a matter of individual awareness. It is a political and social struggle. 1. Reforming food policy. Taxes should be imposed on sugary beverages, while healthier foods like fresh vegetables should be made more affordable and accessible to the general population. 2. Urban redesign. Cities need to be rebuilt to support walking and cycling so that people can naturally burn calories as part of their daily lives instead of relying entirely on cars. 3. Healthcare reform. Healthcare should be treated not as a business, but as a service focused on prevention rather than just treatment. The system must prioritize preventing disease before it starts, instead of only managing symptoms after people become sick.
This story of America is not just about one country.
it is a warning for all of us. The kind of development we are chasing, if it takes away our health and mental peace, then what is the true value of that progress? With money, you can buy the best hospitals in the world, but you cannot buy back a healthy body or lifelong well-being. America's public health crisis reminds us that it is never truly possible to stay healthy if we go against nature for too long. Isn't it time for us to pause and rethink our way of life? To look at our daily habits once again and ask ourselves whether the path we are on is really leading us toward a healthier future?